I think, as a teacher, one of the things that I realize is when you're an educator, you never truly stop learning, right? So as I'm sitting there listening to Dale Evans as he spoke, I'm sitting there taking notes because I'm always enthralled with his ability to speak and deliver messages. So I just want to give you all a few things that stood out to me and probably the same to you. I keep hearing this message of planting seeds, and I think that's very important. So I think that we also have to understand that we have to speak life into people. You just never know who you'll encounter and who you can be a blessing. With that said, don't be afraid to ask and just speak up. I actually had a situation this past week where a student of mine said, Mr. Krim, I don't need this elective anymore. Should I ask my counselor if I can drop it? You just answered your question. What's going to happen if you ask? The worst thing they can say is no. And what is that going to do? Nothing at all. You're just going to keep going about your life. So don't be afraid to ask and speak up and be their voice. You'll go as far as you're willing to volunteer. A lot of us want money for things. But how many of us are actually doing things out of the goodness of our heart because we really want to make a change? So maybe we should start thinking about the amount of lives we can change as opposed to the amount of money we can put in our pockets. Another thing, and this is powerful, this is very powerful, the no that you receive will soon reveal the yes as a part of God's plan. And that's beautiful right there. You just never know what that could lead to. So as I introduced the closing prayer for Pastor Desrick Perry Sr., I think another quote to remember about Dr. King in closing. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you got to keep moving. Thank you all for coming out today. And I would like to introduce Pastor Desrick Perry Sr.